Hi everybody. So my name, well, I go by Eden Rains online. That's my, I guess, alias, but my name is Chloe. I am a trans model in the adult entertainment industry. And I'm not a YouTube star. I don't make YouTube videos. I'm not like this social media person with, thousands of followers. Like, that's not me. I'm just your average person. And I created this to... Let me take the noise off. Alright, so I created this YouTube channel as a form of expressing myself. I just got out of a 1.5-year relationship with a pathological liar. It's something people don't prepare you for. And the last 4 weeks were very, very tough on me, like very tough. And I had already seen signs of him lying and it was just ridiculous, And so I started doing research on it. I started researching relationships that involve pathological liars. And, you see these clips here and there of people talking how they dated somebody briefly or how they met somebody, but no one ever really tells you, what it really was like. It's like a 1.5 years of living with somebody who led me into this, I guess, fool's paradise. And then I don't even know what happened. But my way of expressing myself is creating art, making videos, painting, taking photos. That's how I express how I feel. And so I initially started this 28-day thing because for 28 days I was in my apartment, isolated from everybody. I went through this depression because a part of me knew that there was something very wrong with this person. And then a part of me loved him so much that I was willing to look the other way. And it wasn't until a week ago that I had realized that I reached this point of rock bottom. And I guess at that point, you'll hear more about it in the videos that I'll be making. I will be explaining the first half of my relationship, the second half of my relationship, and what brought me to this point. I've posted videos from day 2, day 3, I'm gonna post day 4. Day 1 was a very dark time for me, and that's something that I'm gonna leave until the end. But I guess I'm making this so that people can see that it's actually normal. This is a normal thing. There are a lot of people out there who date these pathological liars, and they're blinded by it, by everything. I am a self-confident, independent woman. I've only been in one relationship my whole life, and that was 4 years prior to this. I've lived on my own. I support myself. I support my family. I take care of my family and friends when they need to be taken care of. I'm not the kind of person that dates casually, dates, looking for love or attention. That's never been me because I don't need that. I have my family and friends. That's all I need in life, my family and friends. And to let somebody into my life like that without, I don't know. This is just me rambling. This isn't scripted. I'm not going to copy and edit this out or anything. But I guess it's shitty because there are people out there that are stuck in this situation and they feel that this is normal because everyone says relationships are based, you have to build it. It's not a perfect relationship. You have to build it, there has to be trust. It takes years to build this. But the truth is that if you have your doubts and this person's lying, chances are they're not going to stop. And I really think that this is something that should be taught in school, high school or college, the signs of a pathological liar, because they're everywhere. For I didn't know what a pathological liar was. You know, like, I lived with this person for 1.5 years. He stayed with me. He lived with me at my parents' house when I had moved back to California. I was looking for an apartment. You know, he lived with me there. When I got my new place, he moved in. You know, like, we built this home. We built this family with all our friends. And it was the perfect relationship. Like, you know, you go through shit together. Like, his car always broke down. My family would help him. You know, when he couldn't afford to go out to a nice dinner, I would cover the cost because it's food. You know, I want to go have good food. Like, that's what I like. And I thought that was just, you know, me dating someone who was not in the same financial bracket as I am. He's in the military. He doesn't make that much money. But when you go through these things in life, you feel like this is genuine. Like, this is it. This is what a relationship is. I mean, he, like, at this point, I don't even know what is true that he told me at all. I mean, this is somebody who when I first met him, he told me that, you know, he was born in Scotland and that his parents brought him to the States and that his mom abandoned him and his family. He was sexually molested by his uncle, and that he ended up going home to home because he was in foster care, and that prior to joining the military, he was in real estate. He was making 6 figures. He had a girlfriend at the time who he would fly out to different places, take her shopping, like all of these things. And in my world, where I come from, these are real things because I hang out with successful people. So this is just whatever. So in my opinion, I was just like, oh, okay, you know, like, maybe he just shit out of luck, right? You know, he lived with me. He slept with me every night. Like, he was there when my friend killed himself. He was always around, so I never had doubts. You know, I guess you could say it looked like the perfect relationship because he manufactured it that way. You know, this is somebody who, like, took me to the military ball, introduced me to his friends. This is somebody that every trans woman wants. You know, we want to be treated like any other person, and so he gave me that. But then he also fed me a lot of other bullshit. And I guess I never really thought to even, it never crossed my mind that I would be dating someone who lies a lot. You know, like, there was no reason for this person to hurt me. Like, this is somebody who fucking shit my bed while he was sleeping one time. And, you know, I just rolled over, I was like, all right, clean this mess up. It's never happened to me, but I mean, it happens at some point of your human existence, I guess. We shared a lot of personal moments, and to realize that this person lied to me this whole time I was with him, it fucking sucks. So I went through this depression for 28 days, and then day 1 was my rock bottom. And then after that, I decided to create to use my passion with art and my emotions to express how I feel. So if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. So I told myself I had to get out of the house. My friends dragged me out. So I made this plan that I would make a video every single day of me leaving the house and actually being outside of my apartment for the next 28 days. Because I was just, it's a way to get me out. If I'm saying I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I have a deadline, I'm going to meet that deadline. So this is me pushing me to get out of my depression and into the real life. And originally this was going to be like an eat, pray, love kind of channel, you know, and have people like relate. I don't even know what I was doing with this, what my plan was, but this morning, girl, tea time. So I started this channel yesterday, and this morning I woke up. So me and this person have mutual friends on social media. Some of his friends follow me, whatever. So we have mutual friends. And this morning I woke up, I got a message from somebody who knows him from the East Coast, who was friends with him. And she had asked me, like, she's like, hey, you know, like, I saw your new videos and stuff, your project that you're working on. If this is about, we won't say his name, so we'll refer to him as Pinocchio. If this is about Pinocchio, I have a story for you. And so I literally woke up to this morning and I was just like, bitch. I gave her my phone number. I was like, call me, tell me what you know, like, what do you have to share? And then at that point, she told me something she went through with this person. And at that moment, I realized that this guy is, a con artist. Like, he's good. He is good. And so props to you. And so we just kind of sat there and talked about it. And I was just like, wow, I'm not the only one that went through this with him. And so at that moment, it was kind of like all this weight lifted up out of me, because it no longer was about my sadness or me grieving. It turned into me wanting to know more, because for a year and a half, this person has told me his life story, like these things, and I don't think any of it was true. And he would lie to my face. I caught him lying so many times about some of the most pettiest things, and I'm just like, come on, dude, get your shit together. At first I thought it was like his age, because he's 9 years younger than me, but no. My youngest brother is like 2 years older than him, and he's not like that. I have friends his age, and they are not like that. You know, this is a mental disorder. Like, this is something that he needs to address if he wants to be the person he portrays himself as. Because you don't become this person by lying to the world. I did a lot of research on this. This is actually like a mental disorder. And so I'm really big on mental health. You know, like, I've gone through my shit. I handle it. I admit that I'm fucking crazy. You know, I fucking went through a 28-day depression in my apartment. And so, yeah. But when she told me this story, my grief, my sadness turned into this, it changed, because this is how I see it. If you go to a movie theater and you watch a movie, you know that this isn't, let's say you go to the movie theater, you watch a movie about somebody with cancer who dies. You cry, you know, you cry in the movie theater, you leave the theater, you're a little sad, and then boom, back to real life, you know, because it was fake. It was there for entertainment. Now, if you have a family member who's, you know, going through cancer and going through chemo, like, that sadness is a different kind of sadness than the sadness you experience watching this movie. So at that moment, I felt like this person who I have never met in my life, probably the best DM slide of my life. Actually, it was the best DM slide of my life, because you were like this little angel who came into my bed at night and fucking grabbed me out of that movie theater and took me out. Because now I'm just like, well, it's not just me he's done this to. It's obviously he's been doing this his whole life. And so now this project has turned from an Eat, Pray, Love kind of thing to a Hora the Explorer. I'm gonna get all the details and secrets out kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to anyone out there who is in this position, you know, who's lives with a pathological liar, who dates a pathological liar, who's married to a pathological liar. It fucking sucks. They don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you the signs of a pathological liar. You're not, when we meet somebody, we meet them, we have a guard, and as soon as, you know, you feel a connection, that guard comes down. I didn't know what a pathological liar was. I don't know the signs of one. I never in my lifetime thought that I had to dissect somebody I lived with for a year and a half this way in order to I don't know, realize it. I mean, I had my idea. I'll be honest with you. I knew that he had a problem lying early in the relationship because of little things he said, and I brought it up to his attention. And then one night we were outside of my hotel. I was visiting my family, and we had this conversation, and he was telling me how he admitted that he is really good at lying, that he's one of the best liars, that he was taught to lie, and that he's a con artist. He can make anyone believe anything. And at the moment, I had asked him, I was like, well, how do I know you're telling the truth? And he said, you'll never know I'm telling the truth. I'm that good. Granted, we were under the influence of LSD. Actually, yeah, we were on LSD, but when you're on LSD, I feel like you open up and you really, really, really let the truth out. And at that moment, I was hoping he was lying. But I think that was the most honest thing he ever said to me. It was so authentic that I look back at it now and I'm just like, fuck. I mean, I can't hate the guy because shit, he gave me a big fucking warning, so it does suck. I just want to know, like, what was true and what was not. It sucks knowing that you were fed lies for such a long... I couldn't imagine, like, people who are married to these people. Like, there are blogs of people talking about their marriages and how they stay with them because he's a good dad or whatnot. I'm just like, girl, no. Yeah. Well, shame on me, right? I learned my lesson. I will tell you more about this. I will actually be very in-depth about like the last year and a half in my future videos. But I guess this was just kind of like my introduction to whoever is watching me. If you relate to knowing someone is a pathological liar, like, there are others out there. I'm here. I mean, I dealt with it. All the signs were there. I was so fucking madly in love and crazy with this person that I was in so much denial. But I'm gonna turn this experience into an educational kind of project, something to showcase this because it's important. These are people that just run around your daily life. It could be one of your coworkers, you know? I mean, just Google pathological liar. If any of those symptoms match up to somebody you are with, run. If a handsome Marine in his 20s stays the night and leaves his leopard pillow at your place or leopard blanket, bitch, run. I am telling you right now, you need to run. Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, I mean, literally like 3 weeks later, this person is like with somebody else. And I'm just like, man, you pre-planned this because, I don't know. He told me that he was following me on my social media 2 years prior. Like, he would follow me, you know, he was in love with me because he had seen all of this. He saw my social media, he followed me on social media. And I thought it was cute. I was like, oh, you know, a fan, da 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 da. But the more you think about it, the creepier it is. This person followed me on social media for 2 years. One can say he studied, stalked, whatever, but he managed to get into my life. I don't know what his main goal was. Maybe he was trying to acquire this glamorous life that I portray online. Maybe he was just bored. I'll never know. Did he love me? I don't know if he loved me. He said he did. He said he was in love with me. He said he wanted to marry me. But I don't know what's true anymore. So that is like my introduction to this project of mine. loving Pinocchio. I think it's very appropriate. But the girl who's he's friends with or was friends with or whatever, I'm actually gonna interview her for my channel. And I'm thinking that if one person slid into my DMs because they had an experience with this person, I'm hoping a few others will. And if you have something to share, don't be afraid. Even if it's not related to this person, like, I want to hear it. Thank you guys.